Hi from the hangar. Well, a little update on the engine trouble problem that we've been experiencing with X-Ray Kilo. And I'd like to thank everybody who's left comments about the last video I did, talking about how it seems to cough and splutter after a flight, and it has a problem with hot starts. Well, we've checked the carburettor, as you noticed in the last video. We've also been doing lots of different flight tests and engine runs to see if we can recreate the problem. And incidentally, yesterday we tried a warm kind of hot start, no problem at all. And also making sure that it was not a problem coming from the magnetos, because some people have been talking to me about magnetos being a source of problems, maybe a problem with the coil inside the magneto, or I can't remember the word for it in English. It's that click thing that makes it will actually delay the spark. So anyway, we've checked that the magnetos are not cutting out during an idle operation. And as you see in these videos, it seems to be working fine. So we're going to keep looking. We think it could be a problem with the mixture being too rich, maybe at certain points. But the carburettor seemed to be fine. And maybe it's just become a little temperamental since we've done quite a lot of work on this engine, including having the valves redone in 3 of the 4 cylinders, a new starter motor. Sometimes when you work on something that's old and make it new again, the other parts get a bit creaky and the ensemble becomes a little bit temperamental. Anyway, that's where we are right now. One suggestion from a lot of you was vapour lock, which is when the engine is hot and the fuel line passes close to the exhaust pipes or the cylinders, which are hot, and the fuel will vaporize, creating like an air bubble. That's one thing that could be happening, so we are going to shield that fuel line with some extra shielding and see if that makes a difference. We'll see. Another thing we're going to try, which seems to be working, is avoiding using the carb heat other than when it's absolutely necessary, when the conditions require. So when I'm taxiing, for example, making sure that we're not going to be using the carb heat at all, making sure it's pushed in. A few times on final, using the carb heat at a low regime, the engine seemed to be slightly rough running, like it didn't quite like it. Maybe it was running too rich. So anyway, maybe an over-rich mixture, plus maybe a little bit too much heat, creating potential vapor lock. It could be a combination of several factors. We checked all of the spark plugs yesterday, fine. There's no signs of any unusual things going on there. And the engine runs like a dream, other than at these particular moments at the end of a flight or with a hot start.
On laisse chauffer un peu plus avant de pousser le moteur.
One thing that's for sure is that we'll be doing a really good maintenance check before heading off to the UK. Obviously an oil change and that kind of thing, checking the lubrication, and giving the plane more than a thorough going over. So hopefully it'll get us to the UK and back